On today's show, we pop up at a Storybook breakfast, talk to local artist Brian Huntress, and get a short Just the Facts update on Kingston town government.
We'll also highlight upcoming things to do on the South Shore, including events, shows, classes, and programs in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, and Duxbury.
We're glad you're here. Let's get started. The gallery walls here at the local scene are buzzing with unique perspectives on the natural world in our current exhibition, Little Beasts, Insects and Blooms. One of the 22 artists featured, Brian Huntress, is a Boston-based mixed media artist and songwriter, known for his high-energy, darkly whimsical style. Brian stopped in to our studios.
I realized I was an artist probably my first year of college, because when I was a young kid, I always drew. I played with clay, I liked to finger paint, all the great stuff kids like to do, but it was never something I interpreted as being artistic. That's just what kids do. They like make stuff and, and be creative, but it wasn't until probably I was about, maybe from the time I was like 18 to 20, I was just realizing that art is like a profession and a discipline. So I started to take it more seriously around that time. My favorite little beast, unfortunately, is probably none of them to be near. I hate bugs so much. And if there's like a bug in my apartment or something, it like ruins my hour. You wouldn't think it. I'm not super into bugs. But if I had to pick one, like visually, I really think moths are really beautiful because they're like, they're like the moon version of butterflies. I don't know if that's true, like scientifically, but I just think moths are like really ominous and beautiful, and they have like, I don't know, they're just pretty striking visually. But if I had to pick, maybe that. The theme for Little Beasts inspired me to enter the art show just because I think that bugs, and whether they're bugs either in a literal sense or even in kind of a fantastical sense, can be very allegoric and can tell interesting stories either through, really abstract visual narratives or just literal depictions of bugs. Like, I just think there's just so much to play with storytelling, visual storytelling, and painting and sculpture in general, where bugs can just, I don't think there's any shortage of inspiration or directions you can go with the prompt. So I think that's what made it really exciting for me to apply and for others.
Stop by and experience Brian's work and the work of the 21 other artists featured in Little Beasts, Insects and Blooms for yourself, right here at the gallery at the local scene, Monday through Thursday until 8 p.m. and Fridays until 6. This exhibit will run through mid-June.
March 14th was a morning of storybook magic and memories at Plymouth South High School for the annual Storybook Breakfast presented by the Plymouth Public Library Foundation. Ben and I were there to catch some stories, some smiles, and a very curious George. Hello, we're at Plymouth South High School for the Plymouth Public Library's Storybook Breakfast. This event has been on hiatus for a couple years, and today is promising to be a fun, exciting day of storybook characters, of course breakfast, and even some tall tales a little later on. So let's go talk to some people. How many years has this been happening, and why is an event like this important to the library?
So it used to, decades ago, the Storybook Breakfast used to be an event that the library would run. Then in 2014, we brought it back, and it ran consecutively until we actually had to shut it down in 2020, as we all know, for COVID. This is the first year we're bringing it back since then. I think it's a great event for the community because it really brings the children together. It does support the library, the children's room, our programming there, but in a very fun way for the families of our community.
So what this does is it reaches people throughout the community who might not come into the library, and it starts early literacy. This is how you get young children to love reading. You bring them to the library. Storybook Breakfast is about the characters in all the fabulous children's books that for years and years have been delighting us. So this is all an intro. This is welcome Plymouth, welcome local area. Come in, see what the library has to offer. It's a lifelong experience.
Sometimes, we get people who come to the program that maybe don't come to our story time, so I think that story time is such a big part of libraries and our library in general. We have a very active story time schedule, just like seeing how much fun we have and just being able to see all the characters, and it's like the characters themselves are the celebrities too, so it's just to see the look on the kids' faces when we're doing everything.
I'm here with Curious George. George, what did you do to get in character today?
So I started off with having a donut from Dunkin' Donuts, and I had to get the suit on, drink lots of water, and get prepared to, just get into the Curious George character.
Excellent. And so what inspired you to do this event? What do you like about doing it?
I really like helping out with the community, and I participate in the National Honor Society at Plymouth North High School. So I volunteer through that organization.
Thank you so much for talking to us. I'm here with Melanie. So Melanie, what brought you to this event?
The library, our public library, and their story hour. Natalie is one of the readers today. She's very gracious and caring and gives a wonderful story hour at the library every week.
What is important about libraries to the community?
It sponsors fellowship, and it gives the children advocacy for developing imagination and reading.
I am the director of the foundation, and my role is just to have fun and check people in, and also to thank our sponsors, Plymouth Pediatrics, the Little Gym of Plymouth, Dental Center Pediatrics, the Magical Years, the Lions Club of Plymouth, and Old Colony YMCA are our big sponsors today, and they've really helped make this happen, so we are delighted.
So what is one of your favorite reactions that the community has had to this event over the years?
I actually think just when they hear that we're doing something for the children that is really reasonably priced and has these characters so the parents don't have to go off to Disney or somewhere, they just love the fact that we made this possible. So that makes me happy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you, Jen. Have a great day. Have fun. Have a pancake.
I will go have a pancake. Thank you, Anne. What is your favorite breakfast food? Cereal. Okay, cereal's pretty good. I love cereal as well. What's your favorite breakfast food?
Cereal.
Cereal? What, do you have a kind of cereal or just like cereal in general?
I have strawberry cereal.
That sounds delicious.
Sausage. Waffles.
Of all the breakfast foods in the world, what's your favorite?
Bear.
Bear? So bear for breakfast? Delicious. What do you think Corduroy's favorite breakfast food is?
Pancake.
You think Corduroy's favorite breakfast food is pancakes? I think you're probably right about that. Who is your favorite character that's here today?
Curious George. I like George.
Curious George? Yeah? So why do you like Curious George?
Because he's nice. My favorite character is Clifford.
Who's your favorite character here today?
Curious George. Curious George.
Who's your favorite character?
Elf and Piggy.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
Well, my favorite character here today is definitely Clifford the big red dog. Reminds me of my dog back at home.
Who is your favorite character that's here today?
Say loud.
Corduroy.
Corduroy? Who is your favorite character that's here today?
Chicken.
Say that again.
Chicken.
Oh, okay. Chicken?
I'm coming to again next year.
You want to come again next year? You had that much fun? That's amazing. Thank you so much for talking to me. Any last words?
No.
Who's your favorite character?
Clifford.
Yeah? And did you get to say hi to Clifford today?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well, I actually like Clifford.
Clifford seems very popular. Well, folks, we reached the end of the chapter at the Plymouth Public Library's Storybook Breakfast. We had a great time hanging with our community, talking with people, and we even got to meet some celebrity ABC listers. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.
Kingston's year-long 300th anniversary celebration is moving from the history books to the canvas on May 9th, when the town will host the Kingston Art Festival, celebrating the vast and colorful palette of artists who have been active in the life and history of the town. The event is free and open to everyone, but organizers are still looking for a few more hands to help bring the festival to life, both for the day of the event and for preparations on Friday, May 8th. If you'd like to show your Kingston pride and support the local art scene, you can sign up by emailing kingston300artsfestival@gmail.com.
What does some of New England's fabulous fauna face in their habitats that places them in a perilous boat to extinction? And what can you do to help ensure these creatures survive? Joy Marzal from the Joys of Nature at the Center in Duxbury on Saturday, April 25th for a morning of awe, wonder, and live animal encounters. And yes, that's right, you'll get to touch and hold a few of these incredible animals. This event will start at 10 a.m., is an hour long, and is made possible through a collaboration between the Duxbury Free Library and the Center. Register to attend through the Center's website.
April is set to shower the South Shore in a spring rainstorm of words as we celebrate National Poetry Month. One of the season's highlights is coming to the Plymouth Public Library on Tuesday, April 21st, when local poets Jean Kryling and Elaine Sorrentino will step up to the mic for an evening titled She Said, She Said. It's a unique chance to hear two distinct voices explore themes of home, family, and the arts. Both women bring a wealth of experience to the podium. Jean Kryling is a decorated writer with 4 published collections, including her latest, Home and Away. She'll be joined by Elaine Sorrentino, the facilitator of the Duxbury Poetry Circle and author of the 2025 book, Belly Dancing in a Brown Sweatsuit. The reading begins at 6 p.m. in the Phalo Meeting Room. The event is free, but please visit the library's website to register and hold your seat.
Next up is Dave Antoine with Kingston Government on the local scene.
Save for a remote February meeting, it had been close to 2 months when the Kingston Planning Board returned to Room 200, and they had plenty to discuss on March 9th, such as land use approvals, a yay or nay decision on street acceptance recommendations for the town's executive arm, the Selectmen, and proposed zoning changes coming to town meeting. Expanding on these agenda items, they were an A&R plan approval not required, which is a plan to transfer land between 2 lots on Grove Street to accommodate an existing shed. A public hearing regarding a family trust that was continued to March 23rd due to a cancellation. Street acceptance recommendations for the Selectmen regarding the Jones River Estates and subdivisions. An overview of 3 zoning articles proposed by the town planner. While the A&R plan approval went through, the street acceptance recommendations were another matter. Captain Jones Way, aka Jones River Estate subdivision, had a 4-to-1 board recommendation approval to the Selectmen, given its importance as a public safety path. But the vote was split due to consistency with private road acceptance. However, Timber Ridge had a majority vote to recommend against approval. Such concerns brought up was the roads were meant to be private, not providing a direct public benefit needed for the town to accept Timber Ridge and Sequoia Drive. An issue described by Chair Tom Bouchard as confusing. The zoning articles, which will be an agenda item for a future March meeting, was a topic of considerable talk. Town Planner Valerie Massard gave a brief preview of the trio, beginning with a memo addressed to Chair Bouchard, as they have their homework cut out for them. First was housekeeping, a longer article. Errors that may seem minor, such as typos, to greater implications, like recodification in relation to the town's commercial and industrial districts. Such a recodification wasn't intended to make zoning changes, but made unintended changes that need to be addressed. Second was accessory dwelling units. Clarification updates to these ADU bylaws is required by the Attorney General, who partially approved a revision. Such proposed updates would satisfy the AG's office. Finally, setbacks for accessory buildings/structures. A need for a greater setback to rear yards for structures larger than a typical 2-car garage that would allow adequate maintenance at an increased setback. This will be explored further at the next Planning Board meeting as part of a public hearing. The board wrapped up shortly before 8 that night after approving past January and February meeting minutes. This has been your Kingston Government Access on the local scene.
USA Today and Wall Street Journal best-selling author Pamela Kelly will be at the Kingston Council on Aging on Tuesday, April 28th to discuss The Nantucket Inn, her cozy escapist novel of new beginnings and family dynamics. After discovering her late husband's secret gambling debts, Lisa Hodges is one step away from losing everything. To save her Nantucket legacy, she transforms her waterfront home into a cozy inn. But as the doors open, the Hodges family realize that home isn't a place. It's the people who show up for you when things fall apart. The event starts at 6 p.m. and there are a limited number of seats, so be sure to reserve your spot through the Senior Center's website.
The Spire Center's Sunday Serenade series is wrapping up its season with a powerhouse duo that bridges the space between the world's greatest concert halls and the heartbeat of community. On Sunday, April 19th, don't miss the elegance of violinist Melissa White as she joins forces with fearless pianist Miki Sawada. White is a founding member of the Grammy Award-winning Harlem Quartet and soloist who has performed with the Boston Pops and the Cleveland Orchestra. You might even recognize her work from the big screen. She performed the haunting violin solos in Jordan Peele's thriller, Us. Melissa will share the stage with Miki Sawada, who's known for her Gather Here tour, where she travels the country with a piano and a van to bring classical music to everyday community spaces. Miki is a musician on a mission to find what unites us in this nation of deep divide. Together, they'll bathe your senses in an afternoon of smooth jazz, Broadway classics, and classical crossover that will leave you exhilarated and enchanted. The music plays at 3 p.m. Head to the Spire Center website to get your tickets.
Plymouth Pride is seeking resources and retail vendors for the 2026 Plymouth Pride Festival. Happening in Nelson Park on June 28th, the Plymouth Pride Festival is a free celebration open to all that features a day of entertainment, bands, drag, speakers, dancers, a beer garden, food trucks, kids' activities, and so much more. If you are a business owner or an artisan or a nonprofit that wants to get your message out and would benefit from exposure at the Plymouth Pride Festival and would like to apply to vend at the event, you can do so through the Plymouth Pride website. Questions can be emailed to plymouthprideinc.com.
Celebrate Earth Day with the little ones at a special screening and hands-on workshop centered around a beloved Dr. Seuss classic with an eternally important message. Plymouth Patuxent Museums is inviting families to Speak for the Trees on Wednesday, April 22nd, when Plymouth Cinema will host a screening of The Lorax. Appearing from the stump of a truffula tree, the Lorax makes the difficult concept of environmental conservation go down easy and entertaining. The fun and learning won't stop when the credits roll. After the film, young moviegoers can become young gardeners. Kids will get hands-on experience planting their very own bean plants to take home and care for, putting those themes of environmental stewardship into practice. A wonderful way to spend a Wednesday afternoon caring a whole lot. This Seussian event will run from 2 to 4 p.m., and you can reserve your family's tickets through the Plymouth Patuxent website.
The lineup has been announced for the April 19th Autism Rocks the South Shore, the second annual concert at Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke. Who will you see? Hitch and Friends, Weekend Alibi, Ray Toole of May Queen, Soup, Boston Higashi Jazz Band, Patrick Birmingham with Haley Markunis, and Violet Hanks, the Community Autism Resources Got Talent winner. Autism Rocks is a Boston-based nonprofit that partners with autism support groups such as Community Autism Resources to put on concerts for a cause, sensory-friendly musical experiences that help raise funds for autism programming, advocacy, and community support. This all-ages show will also have some food trucks, raffles, and a sensory spot with Roscoe the Therapy Dog. The show is from 12 to 5 p.m., and tickets are available now through the Autism Rocks website. The show sold out last year, so be sure to get your tickets soon.
The Pembroke Citizen Journal is a free online newspaper created for and by the citizens of Pembroke. Kathleen Keegan and Ann Stanton visited our set for a community conversation about what residents from Pembroke can expect from this new resource.
Good afternoon. Kathleen Keegan and I are here to talk about the Pembroke Citizen Journal. Kathleen, I'm going to let you go first. Why did you want to start a newspaper in Pembroke?
That's a great question. So about 2 years ago, you and I, along with some other folks on a committee, we just said the town needs a local news source. What's out there now is not accurate information. Just even having a calendar of what events are happening in the town would be really helpful. So we felt that Pembroke needs a news source. There's a lot of other towns that are doing this. Plymouth has Plymouth Independent. Belmont has this Belmont Voice. New Bedford Light. So it's already out there, and every town, I think, would strive for that, and that's going to be us.
It is going to be us.
Yeah.
We do need a news source because it's hard to find out even things that are going on in town without having a reliable source. A lot of it becomes just hearsay and know what's going on. Yeah. So how did you get started? Like, what did you do? And this 2 years ago? That's a long time to get started.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making. And I love that I think we have a really good group right now. We have an editor, Janice. We have a web developer, we have copy editors, fact checker, we have staff writers ready to go, columnists. So we're going to be launching this very soon. So that part is exciting because Zig Ziglar said, "You don't have to be good to start, but you have to start to be good." Wait a second. You don't have to be good to start, but you have to start to be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what did you do to get started? How did you go about deciding what could be in the paper?
So I put together a survey, a Google Form survey, and folks responded to it. Did they want to pay for it? No was the answer. What did they want to see in it? They wanted to see the obituaries, school news, and the police blotter. So those are the three big ones that people checked the boxes on. And then we will have all three of those.
That was pretty consistent across all the surveys. We did town meeting, and people were very excited about signing up, too, which is kind of nice. So what are you thinking the newspaper is going to look like?
So right now it's going to be all online, and that's the easiest way and the least expensive way. And for a future vision, we'd love for it to be print. Right now that's not realistic. So, but we'll see.
But it will be free, and that's good. I hope that people will contribute to it. But we do have a number of sections I know that we've talked about. We've talked about town hall. We've talked about the obituaries. Police and fire, community.
Feature stories, columns. We're going to have a column called Trash Talk by Nicole Leidick. So that one's going to be fun, knowing what you can and should not be putting in the recycle bin. No black plastic.
Environmental stuff will be big. It will be big. And we're planning on publishing on Fridays. Fridays once we get going.
Yes.
This has not been as easy as a process as I thought it was. I thought, great, you get a website, you get people to write, there you go, you're done. That's not it.
No.
There's a lot of legal stuff that goes into this that we hadn't realized. Even talking to the other papers that we talked to, the New Bedford Light has been immensely helpful, but they're very big. It's a different paper than ours. Belmont Voice, much more our size, but they've been in business for a couple of years, so they have a lot under their belt that we're just learning about. Things like how you need to present yourself to the state. Do you want to be a business? Are you going to be a nonprofit or a for-profit?
LLC or, and just even getting insurance, liability insurance, media insurance, errors and omission insurance. So it absolutely, I think if I thought about it all it encompassed 2 years ago, I might not have been like, let's get in the water.
I know.
But now that we're here, we're in the deep end, we're like, we can do this.
It's a lot. It is a lot. But I think that it'll be worth it in the end. I think our next big challenge, aside from the legal issues and the content, will be how we're going to continue being supported by the town.
So that's a huge question. How is this going to be supported? Because right now, it's all volunteers, and they're only going to do this for a certain amount of time. So the editor, the web developer, the 2 copy editors, the reporters, at some point they're going to say, I'm not going to do this every Friday. So the goal is that we get sponsors that will be able to subsidize and give some salary to these folks. So Plymouth Independent has they have a good amount of money and they're able to pay their folks. So that's what we're hoping for too.
Yeah.
And right now, who's been paying for it? But
not just us, a couple of other people.
We do have also Jim Bailey, he's a commercial real estate agent. Jim Bailey, or Bailey Realty Services. He has donated. He's going to donate $100 every month. So we get
a
that
sustainer,
rolling.
as they say on WGBH.
Yeah, a sustainer. Yeah.
So I think that we're hoping that as people read the newspapers, we're not requiring donations, but we're hoping that people will give them, because it's a reality of business that you need money to keep the paper going. And we want to have paid professionals in the positions of editor and the journalists, because it matters. Being a writer is not the same as being a journalist, and it's important that we have the standards of journalism so that people, when they read our content, understand that this is a quality product, that thought has gone into it, and that it's unbiased, and that we are not going to be in the position of being beholden to anybody, that we will not accept gifts from political organizations and things like that. We're going to have a whole section on the paper site that talks about what our standards are and what our ethics are, so the public can read it and see what they think, and if they have questions,
our
they're
standard
going to
operating procedures on what we will have and what we won't have on it. But again, neutrality, that's our goal, is to, we're not one side or the other. And that's what's great about this committee, is that I feel that it's a very eclectic group. We're all kind of walks of life, all different experiences. So, and I think that's going to come through, excuse me, on the paper.
Well, you're a business owner, so how do you see businesses fitting into this whole model as far as stepping up and supporting? And
Oh, yeah. So I'm absolutely going to be supporting it, as I will continue to do. And I think that if Pembroke is your base, if you're looking for the consumers out of Pembroke, this is going to be a perfect way to meet them. We have to show the traffic first, and once we get that, we can prove that this is, hey, Pembroke is looking at this, then the sponsors will certainly come.
Are you going to have paid advertising? Is that a plan for down the line or initially?
As soon as we get that traction going and the advertisers see that this is worth putting their dollars behind it. So. But we have to have support. If we don't have support, then this will go nowhere.
How will local residents be able to do that, the mechanics of it? Or is there going to be a place on the newspaper where you can donate, or?
Oh, for sure, yes. Yep, so there'll be a button there. And as we get going, there's info@pembrokecitizenjournal.com that people can respond to, send us a little questionnaire on that. So, yeah.
We'll also have a mailing address, too, for people that, like me, who like checks.
Yes, P.O. Box 112, Pembroke, Mass. 02359.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Are you open to, we haven't really talked, we've talked a little bit about columnists, but has the editorial staff thought about having regular contributors, having, I believe there were a couple of regular contributors to the Hanover Mariner, I mean the Pembroke Mariner. I think Kyle Harney was one of them. So I'm looking forward to that. Things like Trash Talk and other regular contributors. I think that would be a lot.
Silva in my office, she'll be doing the real estate column. And like I said, Nicole Leidick will be doing the Trash Talk. And there's a few other folks that are signing up to do like a nature series. And so like I think it's the world is open to us. There's endless possibilities of different stories. Our first feature story is going to be with Lance Kennedy, who's the director of community services. So actually, I don't know if that's the right title, but he's Mr. Community Center.
People know who Lance is, I think now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it so that we can. I'm hoping that we are online by the time the election starts, so people can understand. There's a lot going on with election law right now in this country, and I think it's helpful. I think it's very confusing to people to know what you can do, what you can't do, when you can do it. The nomination papers, for example, for the local elections close tomorrow. You can take out papers until tomorrow, and then you've got 2 days to get them back.
Yeah.
So after that,
50 signatures, something like that.
Yes, 50
but,
signatures.
So to that point, we're also going to be interviewing the different candidates. They'll all be asked 2 or 3 questions, the same question, and then we report on that. Basically, we're just transcribing it so that we can get a sense for each of the candidates that are running.
Yeah,
and
I
you can
think
make a more informed decision. So.
Yeah, I think that kind of connection to the community is important. Just like the obituaries, we've been talking about how expensive obituaries are, and we'll be taking them in for free. Even if the person doesn't live in Pembroke, if they grew up here, if people know them. You were talking about Linda Osborne.
Yeah, people didn't know that she'd passed away, and she was a staple in the town. I mean, she did so much. She ran the town memorial committee, and when I think of Pembroke, I think of Linda Osborne. I mean, she was the face of so many, the military part of it. And Pembroke or Belmont Voice, they charge $200 to pay for obituaries. So, as you said, we're not going to charge for obituaries at this time, but...
we want people to... They certainly could make a donation.
Yeah.
We won't turn down that.
Yeah.
But, they are expensive, and when a family is going through that, they just want people to know. And that makes a difference.
Yeah.
I know I just found out someone that I knew died 2 years ago, and I didn't know. So it really makes a difference to be notified.
Yeah.
So, let's see, what else can we tell people? Let's see, we are trying to get our 501c3, so any donations that businesses make or individuals make will be tax deductible. So that's important.
Yeah, and that could take a few more months. Yeah. So we have the application ready, submitted. So yeah.
If people want to ask questions now, what can they do?
Yeah, like I said, our email is info@pembrokecitizenjournal.com. They can send us an email through that avenue, and we will probably have a phone number, a Google Voice number. Yeah. So
eventually.
Yeah, because I feel like it's important to be able to talk to people.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Where do you see the newspaper in 2 years?
I would love for us to have enough money where we're paying our editor, we're paying the web developer, the copy editors, the journalists, the columnists, so that they're getting their work paid for, and maybe getting ready to do print. So
print would be big.
Yeah,
print would be big.
The Whitman Hanson paper, that was awesome, and that was sent to all the homes in Hanson. But unfortunately, the woman running it, Deb Anderson, had to step down, and nobody else picked up the ball. So, and that would be my fear, is that if you and I step back, will it keep the momentum going? Yeah. So, because you and I have been like, let's go. We've been the consistent force these last 2 years. So.
Yeah, and I think having a paid staff will go a long way to ensuring that happens.
Yep, for sure.
But
it's up to Pembroke. If they want this, then they'll have to let us know. Yeah.
Yes. We need to have a print version of the paper so people can cut out their sports clips of their sons and daughters.
I love that. I used to do that. Cut it and then mail it to them like, you look great.
Yep.
And we said the obituaries. I just remember growing up, my mother in the living room looking at the paper, and then she'd be like, girls, do you know so-and-so? And we'd know that that's how we got our obituaries then. But so people need a news source, a local news source, and we are hoping that this fits the bill.
We do have a Facebook page.
Yes.
And we will probably be posting updates there for people to know where we are in the publication process and give updates on when the paper will be out.
Facebook and Instagram.
So
go like us, follow us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So any last words you want to say to the people of Pembroke?
We love your support. We're doing this for you. And if it's important to you, let us know. And we are open to lots of suggestions of story ideas. So,
We're looking forward to it.
It needs to be a two-way street.
Yes, absolutely.
Vroom.
So support us, and we look forward to seeing you online.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And that, my friends, wraps this episode of The Local Scene this week. Thank you for watching.
If you live or work in Plymouth, Pembroke, Kingston, or Duxbury and would like to have your own show or podcast, you should. Email community@thelocalscene.media to find out about our free production services and training for community members.
And if you have a story or event you'd like people to know about, email us at story@thelocalscene.media.
And as always, we thank our patron Tiny & Sons for supporting our mission of community in action through media.
The Local Scene this week will be back next week with more of what's good and good to know in our area. Until then, we'll see you on The Local Scene.
Hello, friend. If you enjoyed this video, please think about scanning the QR code and making a contribution to the local scene. Every dollar is appreciated, and your support helps keep community media alive and our resources free to the community. We'll see you on the local scene.